You guys want to hear about how I got diced up in Japan?
Are you a gambler now?
No,
What does that mean? Yeah.
I got owned.
You're into BDSM now? Sorry.
You want to hear about how I got made fun of in Japan?
All right, I got no jokes for that one. You're good.
God.
Yeah.
All right, so we had,
Actually,
for fuck's sake. I went to Japan recently, and I was going to the dry cleaner, right? So I went downstairs to the dry cleaner. We didn't wash some of our clothes. We got in there. It's like a tiny little alleyway, like dry cleaner, and there's a couple of Japanese dudes in there sitting down watching the TV and whatnot. And everything's in Japanese. I can't read any of the instructions. So Irk and I, my beautiful wife, we're taking photos of everything, trying to translate it all. And I just had no idea what I was doing. And I was blocking the way, right? I was standing right in the middle. And Irk is like kind of smacks me on the shoulder. Like, she's like, oh, there's a guy trying to like get through. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I'm like, gome nasai. And I was like, got out of the way of him. And he was like, oh, and he just like walks past. I shit you not.
Mm-hmm.
3 seconds later, the dude just goes, yo, Steven, can you pass me the laundry detergent, bro? And I'm like, what? Like, he just hit me with like the most like straight up American accent. And I just felt like the biggest idiot in the world, dude.
You sound like you were you were in tourist mode.
I was full tourist mode. Like I have a list on my phone of like all of these Japanese sorts of like phrases I can say. It's like 12 of them. But it got me through. It got me all through Japan.
Dude, I had like 3. How'd you
three?
have 12? What did you use 12 for?
I just wanted to order food, dude. All of it is to do with ordering food.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all you need, really.
I just pointed at things, and I think the 3 things were like, I said "itadakimasu" when I ate my food, "sumimasen," and then usually just "arigato."
Arigato
gozaimasu.
Oh, I had the toilet one too. Oh wait, hold on.
Yes, of course.
Okay, hey guys, welcome to Hotmess. I'm Fazzy,
hello.
and we got beautiful boys here.
Don't call me.
Hello.
Don't call me beautiful.
Look at that beautiful boy. Look at him.
Don't call me a boy.
Yeah, why are you calling him a boy?
Look at these cuties.
It's because I shaved.
Did you shave?
Oh, look at him. He looks
great.
majestic, dude.
Looks like you look like a big man.
I just missed you guys from Japan.
Yeah, you better
dude. I
recognize.
just missed you guys.
True.
How'd you miss
You
us?
just
I
came
was
back.
in Japan for 2 weeks, dude.
Tell me one thing you missed about me.
Yeah,
That's right. Draw a blank, don't you? Yeah. All of a sudden.
I was taken aback by all of the things that
that
just
definitely was the
flooded
reason.
my mind.
Who knew? Who knew that
You
was
have
there was
a-
just so many things.
Great personality.
I just want to point out, like, these guys are like best friends.
Yeah.
Not after this situation.
And Fazzy had so much pause in there, just like, what do you miss about me? Like,
Dude,
Couldn't say one fucking thing.
No, there was so many things, dude. I was just taken aback.
How long were you in Japan for?
Oh,
Wait, how long were you in there for?
I was over for 2 weeks. It was our honeymoon, so kind of.
Oh, that's right. You got married.
that's good.
Yeah, you were
that's
my
right.
fucking best man, you idiot.
I know, it was so cringe, dude.
Yeah, you did your speech was. Have we talked about this yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so Townie did a best man speech, and it was just full off the cuff, just like no preparation, didn't write it down or anything. Slade.
Okay, so like everyone's like seems to write down their best man speeches and stuff like that. That's what I always see in movies. They're always writing it down and all that kind of shit.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, I feel like me saying something off like a whim would be just like way better. Because
heartfelt.
it felt like I even told everyone that I didn't write anything down. And I bet you some of them were like, wow, he didn't prepare anything. And he's the best man. Can't believe this. And then I nailed it. And everyone's like, wow. He is a good best man. So I will actually, if someone wants to hire me to do that, I might do it. But if it's too far, I probably won't do it.
Do you reckon anybody cried?
When I said something?
Yeah.
No.
Isn't that the thing? People want people to cry when they do a speech.
I want them to laugh. I would much rather a laugh than
That's
a
fair.
cry.
I thought it's like a wedding scenario. You don't want people to be like emotional, happy.
I want people to be happy when the people are getting married. I want people to be like, oh my God, I've never cried as much as I cried at Faz's wedding. What a memory. How about I almost shit myself by how much I was laughing at Faz's wedding. Much better experience.
Wedding went off smoothly, and then bam, straight to Japan. It was in the middle of their summer. Holy fuck, dude. It was so hot. I did not prepare myself. As someone that's like from northern, well, not from northern, but like Queensland, like the northern part of Australia, and it's hot as fuck up here. Japan is hot. Like,
Yeah.
I was
It's closer to the equator, isn't it?
fuck yeah, dude. It's northern hemisphere. It was killing me. And like, since I'm allowed to, since I'm gonna be a dad soon, I'm legally allowed to say this.
Okay.
It's not the heat that gets you; it's humidity. 80% humidity over there.
Faz,
Killed
I'm
me.
from Queensland.
Killed me.
That was every day in Queensland. What do you
80%.
mean?
Like 38 degrees over there. It's crazy.
Queensland is always 80 degrees, 80% humidity. Always.
It was like a different heat, though. You know what I mean? The first
No, I
2
don't.
days, we were walking around, and then like we wanted to get as much in as we possibly could because we're in Japan. It's Urk's first time overseas, so like we were like trying to get as much as we could in the first 2 days. Heat stroke. We were fucking out of it the next day.
Yeah. Wait, you were there for 2 weeks. Why were you trying to ram so much in the first 2 days?
Because we were just like, we wanted to get as much in as we could. We were basically going to do that like every single day, like try and jam pack like every single day full of like experiences and stuff.
Oh, are you that type of traveler?
Well, I thought I wanted to do as much as I could for Urk, you know?
I guess
I didn't know
that's fair.
how she'd be for the rest of it because she still heavily pregnant. So we didn't know how
Pregnant.
like good days we'd have.
That's
Like,
fair.
we-
No, that's a valid point. Yeah.
We eventually...
I think that happens very often with like people who travel to Japan for the first time. Like they want to get all the touristy things out of the way. Just going to like this city to the next city, Kyoto, and like to Osaka and stuff like that. Like you know, doing all that in one go, and then spending your next trips in the city that you enjoy the most.
No.
It's the best way to do it, really.
Exactly
that's true.
right, Inks. 100%. Like, literally go there first, do everything, and then figure out where you like, and then just base yourself there, basically. But
It just sounds exhausting though.
yeah, no. Well, to cut it short, we stayed in the city. We didn't go to Kyoto. We didn't go to like Mount Fuji or anything like that. We stayed in the city, just purely because
Just in the city.
we were speaking to another tourist there while we were there, and they just came back from Kyoto, and they were like, if you're going to do a trip there, you need to go there for like a day and a bit because it is even hotter out there. And Urk like just looked at me and she's like, I can't do that. I can't do it. It's just too hot. It was killing us. So poor little thing. We literally would go back to our
True.
hotel in the middle of the day. We'd go out, have breakfast, come back to our hotel, have a nap in the middle of the day, and then go out by like 2 p.m. Wait if it was like a little bit cooler.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because everything opens at 11 o'clock. We were up and like ready to go out like 9 a.m., go and having breakfast and stuff. And then we're like walking around, we're like 3 hours to fucking do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, need a, jeez.
Yeah, like I honestly, like, yeah, that bringing the food thing, right, is like when I was in Japan, I went there like probably like 5-6 years ago. I pretty much like, we never woke up super early, but like I was able to go get a 12-pack of donuts from downstairs in my hotel at 6 a.m. And they closed at 7 a.m.
Oh my God.
And then they opened back up at midday. And I'm like, this is the
But
best.
that's a convenience. Was it a
No,
convenience?
it was a donut shop. It was a purely a donut store.
They have donut stores in Japan.
Yes. It was like a Krispy Kreme's, but 45 billion times better in every way.
Why is everything just
All
better?
the bakeries.
I don't know.
That better milk.
Their milk was banging.
I never
They
had
had
their
better
milk.
milk.
Was it that good?
Mm,
What'd you
Imagine
have it
milk.
with?
Dude, Japanese cows, man, I tell you.
just they're so sweet. Like it's like milk but sugar. I think maybe the sugar is like added, but I feel like it's natural.
Is it cream milk?
No, it's I don't think it's cream. Like our milk in Australia is much more creamier.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, I don't know. We have like that's why our coffees are great.
True.
Compared to like most other like countries.
We do have great coffees.
But yeah, the way how they use the milk in Japan is like, it's very fluffy, very soft. So I'm pretty sure that's all comes to that substance, really. But come to think, I don't think I have milk before.
We'll say this: their coffees over there very weak compared to our coffees. We went to this place called Dotor. It's like a chain over there. You guys obviously probably have been there before, but it was just like the only breakfast shop we could find that was close to us. They didn't like doing breakfast really, but
Well, I think it also depends on like what type of breakfast you're talking about.
Oh, just like a toasty sandwich, like cheese.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Well, that's the big thing that I noticed with breakfast in Japan. It's nothing like our breakfasts.
Yeah. No bacon,
Nothing.
eggs, no nothing.
Nothing like that. It's fish, bread, soup.
Yeah.
I loved it. I fucking loved it.
Oh, it was delicious.
I thought it was fantastic. I was like, this is so different. I'm so excited to have fish in the morning. Why not?
One thing I loved was like, not that it's a big thing. You're on holiday, spend as much money as you want, but their breakfast, how much it cost, like compared to like going out in Australia. It's like we could go to Coffee Club, right? Have 2 coffees, 2 meals, and it'd be what would you guys say? Like $50-$60 easy.
Oh, easily. With 2 meals, 2 meals and 2 coffees.
30,
yeah,
yeah.
50, 60, easy.
Yeah, 2 meals. So Irk and I would get 2 toasties, we'd get a little sweet like cinnamon roll sort of thing, and 2 large coffees, like big coffees. $25.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
Insane. It doesn't make sense.
It really frustrates me because actually I'm glad you brought up food straight away because I actually wanted to tell you guys about a little store that I went to. The only problem is that I'm not even kidding with you. I tried to research this store. I've been trying to find the name of this fucking store since I came back from Japan. All I remember about it is that there's no cashier. You have to go in with the machines. The auto machines. You get the receipt and it gets sent to the computer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It has a yellow sign. It's all yellow, and I think the writing was red. It's not Macca's, before anyone says that.
Oh my god, I know that place.
Not McDonald's.
That's the opposite of Macca's.
Good, perfect. And then I went in there, right, and they had this one meal, and I was like, I just want something basic. I don't want anything too fancy right now. And they had like beef, onion, and rice, right? I went in there, I did it, got it. Dude came out with a huge bowl of rice, and I could just ask for more rice whenever I want, right? He's like, yeah, just ask for more rice. And it came out with a huge plate of beef with onion on it. It was one of the best fast food that I think I've ever eaten. Ever eaten.
I think I know which store you're talking about.
I hope so.
Specifically. Is it in Shinjuku?
Yes.
Shinjuku? It was?
Yes.
Was it like in the corner?
Yes.
Next to the station?
Yes.
Oh my god, he's been there.
No, wait. This is the dinger.
This
This is the dinger.
Yeah.
Guess how much it was?
It's like $5.
7.
Dude.
$7 for unlimited rice, a huge plate of beef and onion.
Unlimited?
Unlimited rice. I could have as much rice as I want, he said.
Wow.
And I was just like, are you serious? This is $7? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah, they
This is
price their
insane.
food very well.
I think it's also because a lot of it gets made there too. So there's no transportation costs and stuff like that. Rice would be dirt to what Australia has,
Obviously.
That's nothing.
Obviously.
But the real question, Faz,
Yo.
and even Inks, did you guys have ramen in Japan when you've gone to Japan?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, yeah. So ramen over in Japan was breakfast for me.
That was breakfast.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like that's the weirdest thing, right? You guys wouldn't see noodles to be a breakfast thing. It's more like a lunchtime or dinner thing. Like every morning I get up, I would like go to a nearest restaurant, and they only open up in the morning. That's why it's breakfast.
Yeah.
So like they open from 11 and they close at like 1 p.m.
Wow, they're open for like 3
and
hours.
that's it for the whole day.
Damn.
Damn, I'm having breakfast at like 9 a.m. So I'm like trying to find a place. I'm like, where's open? Please give me a freaking place.
Oh, it's a perfect schedule for me. I'll just wake up in the middle of the day, like, hey, kind of peckish. Let's go grab some ramen.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
I had this one ramen that was next to one of the hotels, and they made the best shoyu ramen.
What is that
I can,
ramen?
like, experience. It's just soy sauce based.
Oh, soy sauce. Okay, soy sauce and okay.
Yeah, they call it soyu. But ever since I had it that one time and I came back to it, they closed down, unfortunately.
What about you, Faz? What was your ramen experience?
Look, there was one place that we wanted to try. We've been told a million times, seen on TikTok everywhere. Ichiran. Went there.
Okay.
It's one of those places as well. You go up to the machine, you put in the boop boop boop, you put in what your order is and stuff. But the thing is, with this place, it was that popular. There was a line outside on the side of the road where you line up, and there's a person there, and they're just like, "All right, sweet." And like we were like, "Okay, sweet. The line's not too long." And they're like, "Yep, you can go in now." And you go into the store, and you have to go underneath the building.
Oh.
So and then there's a second line going down the stairs.
Oh my
to
God,
get
that's
into
how
the
they get
restaurant.
ya.
Yeah. And we're on
That
the
is so
stairs and we're
smart.
like, okay, this is sweet. All right, we'll just get to the bottom of the stairs. We got to the bottom of the stairs, and then you go to the machine, right? Go to the machine once you've got your ticket. You walk around the corner. There's another line to get seated.
Oh.
There was 3 fucking lines, man. We were
That's
in
so
line.
smart.
We were already hungry. This is like lunchtime. It's like 1:30 p.m. And we were like, okay, we're hungry. We'll get food now. An hour and a half later, we were getting seated. And it took a while because we wanted seats next to each other. Obviously, it's more of a pain in the ass to seat us. We had to let a couple of people in front of us who were like, yeah, it's fine. Go in front. But it was one of those places where you sit down, they raise it's like you got like little dividers, and they have like a thing in front of you where they like raise it
Right.
up and they just slide the ramen in underneath it. Oh,
Wait, so you wanted to sit next to each other in a ramen shop where you had to sit alone?
well, yeah, it's like little booths next to each other, so you're sitting like shoulder to shoulder. But if you don't want to talk to anybody, the guy next to me, he didn't say a word to anyone, and he was just watching One Piece the whole time on his phone, just sitting there.
What a champion.
What a king. Absolute
Gets it.
king. Yeah, didn't say a word, and like there's like these little wooden like tokens on the wall next to you, and it has like all of these different phrases. It's like I want to order something else, like I'm done with my meal, I'm going to the toilet, and he's put it in front of you. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to communicate with anyone. It's a great thing for people with like social anxiety.
Or, gaijins.
It actually would also be good for people, socially awkward people, right?
Exactly.
For also working there. Because you wouldn't have to speak to the
true.
customers.
True.
You would learn nothing about customer service, but hey, you got a job.
I feel like most of the services in Japan, there isn't a lot of communication. It's just like, hey, food done.
I think they're very efficient, aren't they? They just want to get you up. You say what you want. They get it for you. You're out.
But speaking of service, another thing I wanted to bring up, just a quick, short little story. This is day one. This is the first day we went out. We were looking for places to open, and we were just walking around Shinjuku because we were staying in Shinjuku. Have I said that yet? We stayed in Shinjuku.
No, you didn't say where you were staying.
Yeah,
no.
we stayed in Shinjuku for 2 weeks, and then we ventured out to little bits of the city. So the first day we went out, we just wanted to go shopping and stuff, look around, see what was around, get based. And we saw the Disney store, and we're like, oh, well, we'll go in there, it'll be good. First place to check out. And we got there before opening time, unfortunately. It was like 11 o'clock, so we just waited. And the ladies came out of the store, and they let us know. It's like, oh, yep, the doors are opening now. Come in when you're ready. And then we walk inside, and then you see the 2 ladies. They're like full, like dressed up in Disney costumes, and they're like, "Oh no, and they're like waving their hands at us, like waving their hands. They go, "No." And we're like, "Oh shit, we're not meant to be in here yet. We're not meant to be in here. We got to get out of here." But the reason why they kicked us out was because they wanted to greet us as we walked in. They felt like they were so embarrassed that they weren't doing like their job greeting us. That's why they kicked us out, and we were like, holy shit.
Why is Japan just so much better than us in every way? I just don't understand.
That's what I think. I'm just like, damn, we're assholes,
I remember
man.
that's the big thing that I remember about Japan, and I will always say this. I have never been treated with such respect as a customer than I ever have
Yeah.
been in a store. But I will point out that everyone treats the cashiers and the workers with respect.
Yes, that's
It's
a
not.
big thing.
It's not like they have to. It's like no. It's because everyone treats each other with respect whilst in that kind of workplace.
Yep.
It's adequate.
Yeah.
I think it's just adequate in general. Like you be respectful to everyone else in Japan, and you kind of receive that in return. Right?
It actually very much reminds me of a story that I kind of have about my trip in Japan. I went to Japan for 3 weeks, right? One of those weeks I was up on I went to a snowboarding village. I can't remember the name. It was a while ago I went, unfortunately. I wish I had the name for everyone. I've got the name of one of the places I went to. But the place in particular, I stayed at some sort of like a... What? It's like a building where people stay. It's like a hotel, but it's not a hotel. It's a pension. A pension.
Oh.
Apparently, yeah. It's like a smaller hotel, but it's actually just someone's house.
Oh, that's sick.
But it's someone's house.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. But the best part is that it's like a hotel, but
Yeah.
they've built their house to be accommodating. There was like 50 rooms in the one house. It was massive. It was a huge thing. I think they had 20 floors on top and 20 floors down the bottom, and then 5 little bigger ones elsewhere. We just had 2 small ones because we didn't really mind. And then I met Toshi and Yosh. I wish one of them was called Yoshi. Okay, I know. I thought it every single day.
Toshi and Yoshi.
It's good to
Yeah. But
That's awesome.
those two were absolutely incredible, absolutely fantastic. And it was a really wild ride because that's the place where I fell in love with hot pot because Toshi...
shabu shibu.
Is that how you say hot pot in Japanese?
I guess so.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
'cause,
I had no idea. But yeah, Toshi made an absolutely phenomenal hot pot, and it was a life-changing experience. That's why hot pot is now my favorite food, is because of Toshi.
Who were these guys?
They're the owners of the building. They're the owners.
Oh, that's cool.
they're kind of like hosts.
Yeah, they're the hosts.
then.
Us
Yeah.
two,
Right.
me and my partner of the time, no longer with them, but we were the only two staying there that time because we went really off-season kind of thing.
Yep.
We were the only ones there. They were super accommodating for us. They made us breakfast and dinner every night for the nights that we stayed. And the only thing we had to sort out ourselves was lunch.
Wow.
But I found out something even crazier, right? That's not even the main thing. Like, I thought it was fantastic and they were really nice and all that kind of stuff. But Yosh, right, found out, I think the second day before we left, Yosh was actually the chief of the village. He was the head honcho. He was the big guy
Holy shit.
of the entire mountain.
Wow.
He on the last day that we were there, he's like, "Hey, yeah." He told us, he's like, "Yeah, I've got to go down to the city at the bottom of the mountain because there's a council meeting that I have to attend to and stuff like that." And he was like, "Do you want to lift down with me?" So he drove us down in this little tuk-tuk little bus thing. It was like no, Faz, it's the little buses that we want. I forgot what they're called. What are
K-van?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, but it was a van version. I remember now. Yeah.
Oh.
He took us down on one of those. It was great. I loved it, right? Got down to the bottom. He went to his meeting. We walked around for a little while. I found a pachinko building, right?
Dude, I didn't get to see one of those.
I saw so many, and they are so loud.
Yeah,
so
metal
loud.
balls
Walked
rolling
in
around
there,
everywhere.
I walked in there, lost $40 in about a minute, and I left. Right?
Yeah.
Okay? But that wasn't the main point. Yosh finished his meeting, came and met up with us again, bought us sushi.
He bought you guys sushi.
He bought us sushi. We went to a sushi train. He's like, "This is my faite sushi train. I would love you guys to try it." He pulled us in,
We love Yosh.
and he bought us. And we just like, "Yeah, no, get as much as you want. Buy as much sushi as you want." We just get plates. And I was paranoid because I was like, "Fuck, is he going to turn around and be like, oh no, you got to pay half. You got to pay for it." And I was like, fuck. But no, he just walked up, paid for the whole thing. It was like $130 worth of like sushi that he just like straight up paid for us.
Dude.
And then he just drove us back to the hotel again. And then so he bought our lunch for the day, and then he Toshi made us dinner that night.
Dude, can we
It was
meet up
insane.
with him when like we go over to Japan? We could like
I would
hook
love
up
to.
with him.
I hope that he's still. I don't know if he would remember me because he had a pension, so a lot of people would be walking in and out.
Yeah, still.
But
dude, he sounds sick though.
Yosh he was sick, and Tosh was so nice. Toshi was so sweet, and she got a jacket for my partner because her jacket wasn't warm enough, so she got her jacket and stuff like that. And that was like one of the greatest situations with respect and like how the courtesy was. And like it wasn't that expensive. It wasn't like we were paying for like some like fantastic experience,
5-star experience. Yeah,
nothing like that. I think for like a week and a half, I think it was like $700 for me and my partner at the time to stay there with breakfast and dinner. $700 for a week.
That's actually
I'm
so
like,
goated.
That's incredible, right? And I was just like, I was blown away by that level. And then he bought us 1/7 of that in sushi on the last day. I was blown away.
I mean, yeah, it's just that is an amazing experience, and like it made you. That sounds very home welcoming. You know,
I loved it.
Just,
I didn't want to leave that place.
I wouldn't either. Free food, dude. That's sick.
Yeah, well, actually, it's funny you said that. Funny I said that I didn't want to leave the place because he was telling me that, okay, so in that place, because it's a snowy mountain, a lot of the houses were just straight up abandoned. Not like abandoned like they're broken down and stuff like that, but more like no one lives there. They're just all for sale. No one wants to buy them because they're in a snowy mountain, right? And he said the building behind him, right, an Australian lawyer just bought.
What?
For $70,000.
Oh my god.
$70,000 for this is a 2-story holiday home kind of house. It's not like a little thing, 3-bedroom. No, it was big. And he paid $70,000 for it.
We need to move to Japan. Just all 3 of us just buy a studio over there. Just buy a huge fucking factory, man.
I was blown away by that. I was like, there's no way that, but it's like, obviously in Tokyo, you're not going to find houses for that price.
Oh, God, no.
But like, because it was like
absolutely not.
way south down to the island and it was up on a snowy mountain. So there's a lot of maintenance.
Okay.
But like they just wanted people to live there. So they were selling the places for cheap because they just wanted more people to stay there. And I was just like, I want to buy right now. But then obviously you can't really buy houses in Japan unless you get like a permit and stuff like that.
I'm sure there's so many hoops you have to jump through to get a place over there.
Yeah, I heard PewDiePie, it took him like 10 years? He was trying to move there for years, wasn't he?
I think the main thing was his dogs though, right? Trying to get his dogs
maybe.
over.
Very maybe. Possibilities, who knows?
I totally forgot he lives in Japan now.
Inks, do you have anything about Japan? Like any interesting story?
Honestly, my story is mostly about like meeting people. Not so much about like, the places and etc. I've been there like a couple of times. Honestly, it's
stop bragging.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying.
okay. I'm just like I get it.
Brag about it, but I just because of the amount, I don't remember a lot of my trips over in Japan.
Because he was
It
drunk.
It sucks. Yes.
You got lit all the time.
I was so drunk.
Yeah.
So the first time when I traveled in Japan, I was about 19, and drinking age over in Japan is like 20 years old, and most of the nights like I've been pissed drunk.
Yeah, of course.
And like they never really check your IDs. Wherever
Really?
you go,
Okay.
when you go to the groceries, like there's a little machines. It's like, are you 18? I mean, are you 20 to drinking? Like below 20 is illegal. I'm just like, yes, I am 20.
I had the same thing.
Just press it.
The lady,
it's still there.
the lady was just like, oh, just press the button. I'm like, what do I do? It's like, oh, just press it.
Just press it.
And I'm just like, oh, it's an ID thing because I had a like picture of alcohol. I'm like, all right, but she didn't like ask for ID or anything. So I'm like,
Well, you know why?
why?
It's because then you're liable, not the business.
Because I'm the one accepting it.
You're the one. You're literally ticking a terms and condition box when you hit that button.
I'm the one not intoxicating myself.
So you will be arrested for underage drinking and purchasing alcohol underage.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's what makes sense to me. That's why they do it.
Yeah, I was going down to 7-Eleven buying 2 bottles of like this Suntory like lemon and
the Suntory
vodka
is
thing. It was like
nice.
9% alcohol, but it was like $2.20 for a fucking big can.
It's
I'm like,
stupid.
oh, So
it's
good.
stupid.
Why wouldn't you be drunk every day, Inks? Right? It's so cheap.
It's so cheap. Yeah. And like it's accessible as well. Like, most of the grocery stores, the convenience stores are open up like past 1 a.m. as well. So I go downstairs, buy myself like 2 liters of this mixed drink. I believe it was a Suntory like fruity drink.
Yeah.
But that's like 9% or something like that alcohol.
Same thing I was
And
having,
that would
dude.
just get me going.
That's the thing. You guys were saying that their coffee was like weak, but I remember I'm like, their alcohol is not though.
Oh,
No,
bro.
yeah.
They got heavy
The
alcohol
alcohols,
there.
Yeah.
And all of their beers on tap as well.
Mhm.
They didn't. There was no cans or anything. Whenever you go to a bar or something, it was always just like straight out on tap. I'm like, it tastes so much better. Oh,
But one thing I did want to bring up though, right? And this might be a little bit too much for some people to handle. But I did manage to find a 7-story porn building in Tokyo.
That's the first place that I've went to.
Dude,
Well, that's the weird thing,
that was
right?
day
is that
one
I
for
walked-
me.
Yeah, like because it was, I think it was like day 2 for me. I was just walking around Tokyo because that's how I like to travel. I don't like to just I like to book some things. So we like over the entire trip we went to 3 different cities. We went to Disneyland and stuff like that. Also went to the One Piece Museum.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. But then some of the days I was like, I just want to explore. I just want to look around and I want to see what's there. First thing I do, we get off the train from our place into the major of Tokyo. I can't remember exactly where I was, but I remember I walked out of the train, walked up the station. I think I walked maybe 100 meters, and then there was just this building completely blacked out, right? Just a gray building, nothing fancy, but it was super tall. And then the bottom floor, I was like, oh wow, it's all figurines.
Oh no!
Right, but not like anime figurines. Like I'm gonna get a sexy little like Bulma kind of thing.
Yeah.
Figurines like these things are like 40 years old. There's like a little wooden plane like things, and they're selling it for like $460 and shit and stuff like all over the place. It was like vintage figurines, but like handcrafted stuff. And I was like, wow, okay. Then I saw some people get off an elevator off to my right. I was like, what's over there? And then I go over to the thing and there's like all these different levels. I'm like, oh, wow. I want to go check them all. Second floor. Straight porn. Just everywhere. Like across every single wall, there was just posters and books of just straight porn. And there was like, I think like you got off the elevator and you just see a dick and vagina penetration like right in front of you.
That's
And I was like,
heavy.
wow. This shit is
That's
insane.
usually censored.
Of course, I walked in there for at least a solid 30 minutes.
Easy.
No, I didn't. I know. I walked in there. I was like, okay, cool. They're into this. Okay, that's fine. Then I go up to the 3rd level. Gay porn. All right, straight all gay
Hell
porn.
Yeah, dude.
And like I was like, cool. They have a floor for both of them. That's sick. I love
Yep.
that. That's awesome. But like, it was just like the same situation. You know, dick and stuff like it. Was,
Yeah.
I think you were right actually, Inks. I think it was blurred. The first video that was playing up on the screen as soon as you come out of the elevator. Upstairs, it was the same thing, but the reason why it was because I think it was like 2 dudes, doing their thing.
Yeah.
And then like it was just like it was a lot of it looked like a lot of male on male stuff, just like a lot of that stuff around there. I didn't look in that one for very long because I was very curious what the rest of the floors had in store.
Yeah, what's up there?
Yeah. Then I went to the 4th floor, right? All Pokemon cards.
Oh,
The entire floor.
dude! Imagine
was
if you press
Pokemon
the wrong
cards.
button.
Right.
You're like, yeah, floor 3.
Funny enough, there was like this like small 5-year-old kid just playing in the elevator, going up and down and stuff like that. And I was like,
Dude.
you better not go to 2 and 3, all right? You keep you keep those little hands away from that one.
As you get out of the elevator, you just go on the elevator. You're like, you're gonna see some shit today, kid.
I think the way they kind of like got away with it is that floors 2 and 3 were the highest on the elevator, so the
Okay,
kids
right.
couldn't really hit it properly.
Smart.
But then Pokemon cards on that floor. Then the 5th floor was all vintage Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Colors, Nintendo 64s, all those games prepackaged across the entire place. Then I think the last floor was all manga and comic books across the entire thing. I was blown away that they all jam-packed this into one building.
Dude, that's sick.
Like, if you have a need it would probably be in that building,
Mm-hmm.
without a doubt. I was very impressed. I was very, very impressed.
Dude, I went to Akihabara because, like, obviously, anime gaming capital of Japan.
Wait, where?
I don't. Fuck, I'm not going to say it wrong. Akihabara.
No, I know. I was. It was more for these guys. I just want to make sure. Akihabara.
Akihabara.
Yeah, the anime capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went there, and they had a building like that, but each floor was just a different nerd central. So it was just like, it was like your Gundams and all of your Gunpla set, and then like the next one was like all trading card games that had like your Magic, your Gathering Pokemon, all of that sort of stuff. Even just like vintage sports cards. Like, I'm not into sports ball, but it had all that there as well, like signed copies. I'm like, wow, this is sick.
Yeah, they had a lot. Yeah.
They had like high detailed figurines. Like, I'm talking like thousands of dollars. Like almost.
You mean the ones that are like
size.
Yeah, life-size ones? Yeah.
Like huge, but like they're just the incredible detail on it. Like, they had a floor for just every single thing. And they had a floor just dedicated to just like model cars. And I spent so much money there. I love my model cars, man.
How adventurous were you, Fez?
Adventurous? Like, how so?
Like, if you see something in the street and you find like, that's weird, I'm gonna go in, or I'm gonna give it a try.
I mean, I did have my wife there with me, and like
True.
this is her first time going overseas, so I was like, I didn't like go into like a maid cafe or anything like that. There was plenty of those
didn't
around.
Go to a maid cafe.
I really was like wanting to, but I thought it was like a little bit out of Irk's sort of like her sort of realm that she wanted to. She's like, oh,
screw that. Leave her somewhere and then go.
There was days that I did that. Like, we didn't plan anything for Japan. We planned nothing. We had no schedule, no nothing. We kind of just played every day by day. And like Irk, she wasn't feeling good. The heat was getting to her. Like, her feet were killing her. She's pregnant, dude. Like, she was struggling.
Yeah, yes.
So she was just like, I don't want to stop you from doing anything. So you just go out, do it if you want. So I went around, went shopping, went eating. Like, it was so good, dude. It was just getting to explore Japan by myself was dope.
Well, I think that's the best way to do it, really. Like, going to Japan and having an impulse to go into things, getting lost in Japan in general. It's just like it's an amazing trip. Like, you just don't know what you're gonna expect. I've stumbled upon a maid cafe. There was like heaps in Akihabara, right?
Oh yes,
but there was this one like cafe that caught our eyes when we went, and they were like dressed up as,
maids.
They kind of like
maids.
elite maids. They were like really nice, well suited up.
Wait, did you go to a host club?
That's in the red light district. No, I didn't go to the host club. There's no host clubs. I don't think there is any in Akihabara.
Well, like, I mean by like host club, I mean like it's not necessarily like, it's like not a maid cafe, but it's like the other alternative of a maid cafe. It's like everyone dresses up in nice suits and stuff like that.
Well, if I'm going to describe what my experience is, you can tell me whether or not if it's a host club or not.
All right.
So we went in and we got seated down, like a whole bunch of like maids huddled around us because we had like one white dude with us. It was like, gaijin. Anyways, we looked at the menu and they were serving beer. And we were like, yo, all right, cool. We'll just have a drink. And a lot of maid like cafes, they have, coffee, omelet rice, and then performances and stuff like that. The little thing that they do.
They come out and do a performance for you. Got you.
Yeah. They didn't do any of that.
Oh,
it was just straight up like all these mates coming around us, talking, having a nice pint of beer.
the maids were.
Yeah, and then there was also like we assumed there was gonna be a performance because there was a performance stage, well lit up, has like a camera and stuff like that. We're like, all right, cool, awesome. We didn't stay there for too long, so we left. And later on, when I did my research, And there was another story that connects to this part of it. It turned out to be one of those idol made cafes.
Oh.
And we were just like, wait, that is sick. We would love to go there and like watch for the performances and stuff like that. And just so happened, like a couple nights after, I met a group and of ladies. Exchanged contacts. We spoke a little bit, and it turns out one of those ladies actually worked there.
Oh, really? Oh,
And we're just like,
yo.
okay. And then she went into detail, like, oh yeah, we were performances, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, that is awesome. Like the whole culture behind like idols, I really respected a lot. So like, for me to kind of get that interaction is unreal. Like you're not meant to talk to these idols out of their work, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that was basically my made experience, and like that just happens after like my impulse of getting lost into like some sort of building.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Getting lost in Japan was just so easy, but so fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's very fun.
We like not having a plan in Japan was so good because wherever we went, we had like a hub that we wanted to go, but we didn't look up anything. We just went to a place and explored. So like I just found places. Like I found this place called Super Potato in Akihabara, and it's just like this tiny sliver of a building, and it just had like a potato mascot. And I'm like, this place looks sick. So we went in the elevator there. Each floor, a different generation of like consoles and games and stuff like that. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Like, the rooms were tiny, dude.
Damn,
So
Mr.
small.
Potato got that shit going.
And like,
So that's actually a well-known place.
yeah. Oh, I found that out afterwards. Everyone was like, "Yo, did you go to Super Potato?" I'm like, "Yeah, we just found it." And as we're walking down the alleyway, like,
I believe I told you that. I was just like, yeah, you should go to Super Potato.
yeah, people were telling me.
this
They was
place.
like, "You should go to this place." I'm like, "We just fucking found it, dude." I mean, like down that alleyway, like before there was just an alleyway full, like they were all evenly spread out, different like maid girls, like different maids, like all set up, and they had their little cards of like their shows and performances where they were at and stuff. And everyone was just like calling out. It's like, hey, giving out cards to the performances. I'm like, this is so cool. Like, I just pictured myself like me and like you guys there, and we're just like, hell yeah, let's go check out these performances, go check out these shows. Like, it'd be so sick, dude.
There's something that I actually would love to have gone with everyone. And the best thing is that I'm really happy. Well, we were just talking last night about like I wanted to bring up on the podcast an onsen village that I went to, but I could not for the life of me remember the goddamn name.
Did you find it?
And that I found it.
Oh,
I found the onsen village that I went to.
dude.
The onsen village that I went to was Nozawa Onsen. That's like the name of the place.
Fuck yeah, nice.
Nawa Onsen, and it is insane. Like let's just say, how do I explain this? It was supposed to be a ski resort, right? But the ski resort was built off of a very, very old village. Like, it's super old. And, like, it had the cobblestone pathways. It had, like, the wooden houses, like, they were built, like, hundreds of years ago and stuff like that. And there was some buildings down at the bottom of the village that were kind of, like, built new. That's where we stayed. And throughout the entire village, right, there was onsens, like, actual, like, bathhouses and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go into any of them because, my partner at the time was tatted up.
Yeah.
And because this...
I feel
and because it was actually such an older styled village, they were very much on that ball. I'm pretty sure in Tokyo, I think some places are kind of like,
They have tattoo-friendly ones. You have to book them, though, I'm fairly sure.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You had to get private rooms, but all the private rooms were always they were always booked. Like, they were always booked. So we ended up not going to any of them. But they were all, like, that was the beauty of it. All the bathhouses were handcrafted.
What do you
They
mean?
were all of the buildings were built with just straight wood. Like it's all gotten, you can see like they've gotten logs and they've pronged it together. They've put they've cut out the wedges and stuff like that and built a house that way. It's all
So
built
cool.
with hands. It's not built with any sort of like beams of metal and stuff like that. It's just all wood.
Full
And
Valheim
there was-
style.
Exactly. It looked just like that. It was incredible. A lot of places in that place were really surprised me though. So it was a very nice village, a very active nightlife, which was really cool. We went out one night, and the one night was very vividly memorable for me because we walked out. We were going to get dinner. We got ramen, right? We walked into the first ramen place we had. The owner was Australian, and he was the cook as well.
You're kidding.
And he was just.
What?
We walked in and we're like, oh god, this place might be really Japanese. We probably don't know how we'll order it. And then we're just like, yo, how we doing? And that was the owner. The owner was just like, yo, how we going, guys? And he just welcomed us in, and it was great. And he sat down with us for a bit, and we sat down with him and ate some ramen. It was great. And then after that, we went to a bar. I can't remember the bar, but funnily enough, we're also worried about the language barrier. The bartender was a Canadian.
Oh my
They were
God.
there for like 2 years so far, and they were just been working in this village. And I was like, this is insane. Like, how does this even happen that both of the places we went to? And this village was so impressive, mainly because it was the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Like, I mean nowhere. I don't even know where it was, really, because we took a bus. It was like a 4-hour bus. We took the bullet train, and then we took a bus from the bullet train to go to this place, and it was like middle of nowhere. And then I found a place. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to go in because it was off-season, apparently. It was traditional making sake place.
Oh,
They made
sick.
sake the original way. And the way they did it, apparently, is they had, like how miners and oil rig workers, they go out and they work for like 2 weeks, then come back for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys came in, worked. I can't remember exact numbers, so if someone can let us know exactly if they have more knowledge in this, but they go in and they work for like 3 to 4 months straight and then have the rest of the year off because that's how popular their sake was.
Dude, that's so
And they would
sick.
work every day of those 3 months in no matter what the weather, and they would be hand making sake. It was absolutely mind-boggling. There was apparently a tour, and like not a tour, but more like a time that you could go in, but apparently it was off time, so we weren't able to go in. But we had one of the people that were there explain to us what it was and stuff like that. So if anyone's going to Japan and they were looking for a snowy village and they want to go there, this Nozawa Onsen is like the place. And it's also a ski resort as well. So you can go there and there's a whole, and that's the first place I learned to snowboard. And I actually did it, and it was great. I love that.
Dude.
I'm definitely not going back
I
in
would
summer.
love to do that.
I'm definitely
Winter?
going back
Yeah.
winter or like spring, not summer again, dude.
Yeah. I went in late January, start of February.
I feel like that's a good time to go.
It was apparently the reason why we went was because it's apparently the off season,
Right.
because it's not quite when the cherry blossoms are blooming,
Mm-hmm.
but it's right after the snow season. So it's like that
Oh.
right in the middle. So then it was kind of like everything was kind of cheaper. So we just like decided to go there, and we're just like, let's do that and just experience it in our own way.
I feel like that's
Incredible
when we
place.
should go.
Absolutely. I don't think I would ever want to experience what you're describing. So I would rather just go in the winter.
When not. What would be our ideal trip together if we would book a holiday for the boys? You know.
Like I would say somewhere between spring. That's where all the festivals are mostly going.
Yeah, spring festival's definitely big.
That would be cool.
But like winter is good for maybe skiing trips and
How about
Christmas,
this?
White Christmas as well.
Okay.
How about this?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right. Big idea. We go for a month.
What?
Right. Yeah, we go for a month.
Okay.
2 weeks we spend in Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
And the city, experience the city at a whole. And then 2 weeks we spend at a skiing village and we experience it in the more traditional Japan way. So we go to a village that's like more of like an older style. So we'll understand like, the villages, and we'll try and all that kind
We
of
get
stuff.
a job there. We change our names. We get fake IDs, passports. We integrate ourselves. We lose ourselves, and we never come back.
Faz,
Yes.
I think there's like a slight flaw with the plan. What are you planning on changing your name to? Just curious.
Fazzy Des. Car.
Okay.
What's your Japanese name?
Well, that's the problem, right? Is because like I wouldn't really have one, would I?
Townie.
I don't know if my name translates to Japanese, but like maybe I could be like I could be like Ichigo. No. Naruto. No. No. Eren Yeager.
Eren Yeager.
Eren Yeager. That's maybe a good idea.
You could be Ote Iowa Doko desu ka?
I can't even say that, so no.
I'll change my name to Degai Chinchin.
What's
What's
that?
You guys are fucking nerds.
I've got my
Alright.
I got my Japanese list up. I was meant to talk about this at the start of the fucking episode, but we just never got back around to it.
Never got back around to it. I guess like I went to Disneyland and I went to the One Piece Museum, which was a great experience. I don't really want to talk too much about them, but there is a One Piece Museum in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the tower that looks like it should be in Paris.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't go there. I fucking even said where I goddamn went in Japan. Yeah, so stayed in Shinjuku. We stayed in Shinjuku, but then we like traveled out. We went to like the Tokyo Sky Tree. We went to Akihabara, obviously. And then I went out to a Daikoku Futo in Yokohama. It's like a big car park meet area.
Okay,
It's
cool.
somewhere I've been wanting to go for years and years and years. I'm massively into my Japanese cars. I've owned so many of them. Yeah, it was very, very cool. I won't bore you guys with car talk, but I got to see.
Well, you had some cars in. You took some photos and they're on your Instagram. I think.
Yeah. There's plenty of photos of. I actually made a video of it, put it on TikTok. Apart from that, I kind of just chilled out and we just hung out most of the time. Ate a lot of food. Food was basically my whole entire Japan experience, and Irk can testify to that. Our whole time was just like 7-Eleven. Oh my god, the food from 7-Elevens.
Oh, that's actually something I wanted to bring up, right? Is that their basic necessities, so the 7-Eleven and stuff like that, right? Fantastic food, fresh as fuck. It was like you could go there for like a standard meal from Australia and go to 7-Eleven and get a good meal. But it's super cheap. But another thing that blew my mind, I went to Macca's, right? I didn't feel sick. Or I didn't feel bloated. I didn't feel any negative effects of me eating Macca's in Japan.
Yeah, like
their fries
It's crazy.
were fantastic.
there's not a lot
It
of
was
salt.
like-
God, the fries.
I didn't like salt.
I ate them. I was like eating like it was like a fresh potato or something like it, but it was crunchy. I was like, this is gorgeous.
Mhm.
Like, what is this?
Their Macca's are
feel like
brilliant.
I was-
KFC, not so good. Didn't
Oh,
like
no.
their KFC. Horrible.
I didn't have their KFC, so
Horrible.
I was kind of like lucky there.
Fuck, don't ever do it. Terrible.
No, it was absolutely.
Yeah, they didn't like
Nothing.
putting salt on their chips. I noticed that. Not salty chips.
Yeah, I
compared to what
think
we
I think
have.
they don't really have very salty things, and
No,
They don't have chicken salt. That's for
no,
sure.
definitely not.
True.
I meant on their Macca's chips. Like they just tasted like just roasted fries. Like it was great. They were fresh as fuck. The Macca's over there could not fault it at all. But no,
Maybe it's the salt that messes us up.
maybe.
yeah, no, I'm not even joking. Like, I think that there is way too much salt on the chips in most of Australia and everywhere
Most
else.
of the food.
Yeah.
Salt is overused.
Very dehydrating.
It's and everyone's like complains
That's
there's not enough
different,
salt, not
yeah.
enough salt. I'm like, dude, you need to cut down that sodium level, all right? You need to cut that
Mm.
down. I might get hate for this, but I don't care. You guys are ingesting way too much sodium.
Way too much sodium.
Okay.
One thing I want to talk about with 7-Eleven, as I told before, my favorite thing that I have from there, it's like a fish cake sort of thing. It's like a fish pancake.
Oh.
It
Okay.
looks disgusting because it's in the shape of a fish, but it's like a pancake consistency. It has custard in the middle.
Oh.
most delicious thing I've had in my life, and I regret that
So
I
wait.
didn't buy another one.
Fish cake and custard.
It's
Was it
it's
just
not
a
it's
custard?
not it's
was
not
it just
fish.
a custard tart?
It's not fish. It's made from like it's like a tart. It's like a pancake. Like it's a pancake. It's not fish. Nothing to do with fish. It's just shaped like a fish, which really throws you off because you're like, this is gonna take like fish. But it's just in the shape of a fish. Pancake, custard in the middle, delicious.
Was it called a fish cake?
I don't know. I couldn't read it.
Oh, taiyaki.
Yeah, sure.
I was like, I have no
I
idea.
don't know. It's just it's
I
in the
have
shape
no
of a
clue.
fish.
It's a shape of a fish.
Yes.
It's a pastry.
Pastry.
And it has custard or red beans in
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what you-
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said, wasn't it? Did I stutter?
Well,
No,
you
you
called it
said
a fish
pancake.
cake.
Well, it's
and I'm
like
like,
a
that already
pancake.
exists.
It's not a
Well, it's like it.
Pancakes are flat.
It was flat.
Well,
But then it had like
How
a
did
thing
it have
in the
custard
middle.
in it?
It was flat, but it had like a pocket in the middle.
then it's not flat.
It's pretty fucking flat.
It's like calling a mountain flat.
No, it's not.
It's like calling Earth flat.
Well, it is, but we'll get into that another day.
Another day,
What the
another day.
fuck?
Oh man, but
Oh,
no, we
my.
basically lived off of 7-Eleven for a fair few times. I just walk downstairs and I'd just be like, "Yeah, fucking whoop, whoop." I got
I
like
had the
custom with the locals.
onigiri.
Oh, the onigiri, bang.
That's all I had from the 7-Elevens was the onigiri. I just every time
Bangs.
went there, bought like 4 of them. It was
It
great.
was Irk's favorite
Absolutely
thing as well.
phenomenal.
Absolutely loved it.
Oh yeah, they're delicious. And
so
she has taste,
fresh, dude.
not like your fish cake.
What? I had the onigiri too.
Yeah,
Fuck
flat
you.
fish cake.
It was delicious.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. Your
It was my
custard
favorite
flat
thing.
mountain pancake thing.
It wasn't a mountain.
Hey.
It was like a slight incline.
So it had to have a decline though, right?
Yes, but it was like I
mountain.
tried to explain it to you in the simplest form possible.
I guess maybe more of a hill.
What do you not
A hill cake.
understand?
It's a hill cake.
What do you not? What can you not understand?
And I am bored of this conversation. We are going to end up the podcast here. All right, we are
Right.
done with Hot Mess for today. Episode 4. I hope everyone enjoyed Faz going on about everything, about his trip, and then the stories of
I
both
didn't
me
even
and Inks
start
as
it.
well. Well, too bad. We're ending it here. We've been going for an hour now, if you guys even noticed.
Oh shit, we
We've been going for an hour. Yeah, we've been going for a whole hour.
bored.
I had to keep track because I was like, I could have gone on for another hour. I'm like, no, stop.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can actually talk about.
Yeah. But on that note, all right, maybe we'll do another episode later down the line. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you follow the socials, whatever they are. You'll figure it out. They'll be in the description or somewhere else. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you very much for listening to Hot Mess. And this is Inks, Fazzy, and Townie, and we're going to shit ourselves.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Dude, bidets, man, fucking cleaned my
bidets.
asshole so